y'all. Hey, it's your girl Indy, aka it's Goddess to You, and this is another episode of Surface Level Conversations, where we bring the conversations that you have behind closed doors and we bring them to the surface level. And I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I had a great time in Houston, Texas. Learned a lot, lived a lot, did a lot, and I'm kind of mad. Before I get started, I'm mad because I found my itinerary as I was cleaning up yesterday. I was like, oh, there you go. There you go. So there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to do. So I was kind of mad. But it is what it is. Can always go back. Can always go back. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about healing. Woo! I wish I had a little thing, but no, for real. Let's talk about healing and the process. So, as y'all know, I want y'all to go ahead, tap in, ask your questions, answer my questions, dialogue. Tell me if you agree, tell me if you disagree, whatever the case may be. So, I feel like that healing is something that's very important for everyone. When you are in that space where you have just exited a traumatic relationship or a relationship that wasn't great, a long relationship, I feel like that healing is important. Getting to know yourself again is important because that is a part of healing. Because a lot of times when you're in bad relationships and they end badly, you need time. You need time to yourself. When I say time to yourself, it's not like, oh, I can't talk to family, I can't talk to friends. It's time to yourself, as in, I don't need to bring anyone into my space until I'm healed enough to be able to take on someone else's healing process as well. And the reason why I say it that way is because healing is consistent. It's a lifetime thing. It's going to keep going. You're going to keep having to heal. Something's going to happen and you're going to have to heal from that. You may lose someone. That's another part of your healing. You know, you are transitioning and you're losing friends, or you're moving away from things. That's another part of healing. You're growing and you're starting to notice like the things that has happened to you in your childhood. That's another part of healing. Like healing is continuously. And even after relationships, after you have found yourself again, after you have dated yourself again, after you have loved who you are and got to know who you are, right? To the extent of being able to bring someone else into your planet, or your reality, that's important. Because after that, then it can be something that triggers you and you like, ugh, that wasn't there. Like, I know for a fact I went through this, and this, and I know that I healed from this, but why is it still triggering me? Because at the end of the day, you need that trigger to understand that trigger, to take that trigger head on and be able to bring that trigger to the light and know, okay, this is one of my triggers. Why is this a trigger? Why am I feeling this way? When did it happen? Who did it? Why did they do it? Why did I allow it? If there was some type of allowing. And it happened for me. It happened for me to be able to be better in these situations. I'm going to talk about that for a second because I promise y'all, I have went through a lot in my life. I have endured a lot. And I feel like a lot of people have endured a lot and they may not talk about it. There was points in time where I wouldn't talk about certain things that I had endured in my life, right? And maybe it was embarrassment. I feel like it was a mix of embarrassment, a mix of fear, and also it was so much pain that I really couldn't talk about it, right? So I kept it in, I kept it bottled in. But now it's like, I can talk about it. I do find myself sometimes talking about it and becoming teary-eyed. You know, it still kind of hurts because it's like, I'm not, like, I'm not that type of person that you would want to do something to. So why? But we gonna keep on fast forwarding. As time went on, I was having a ball, and I ended up going somewhere. And when I went somewhere, I started noticing like men were staring. And don't get me wrong, every woman, like, if you look good, men are gonna stare. I get that. I'm beautiful. Men gonna stare, men gonna come for me, men gonna try to talk to me, men is going to, I done had someone kind of, tap me a little bit and it's like, hey, hey, that's a no zone, don't touch me. There's certain ways to do things, but, when someone stares, sometimes, like, if they're just staring, because the place I was in, I was at a strip club or a gentleman's club, and they were just like, it was like I was standing by the bar by myself at the time, and these men were standing, like, they came up, they got some drink, and every time I looked, I could see them looking at me. So I'm like, here we go. So I'm like, when you can feel someone, you can feel it. Like, you can feel it when someone's looking at you. So you just like, okay. So I had on this pink little cute little skirt. It was like a mini skirt, y'all, with these little cowgirl boots that was really cute. They were blue jeans, and I had on like this little tank top, but my back was out. So I was real cute. Everybody else in here naked. I'm just at the bar by myself. Like, I ain't got no drink in my hand. I'm just chilling. I was talking to one of the workers, and then it ended up being that she had went on the stage. So I was by myself. So they had came to me, and the guy was like, are you off duty? Yo. So at the time, I was like, what? I was like, I don't work here. And he was like, oh, my bad. He was like, I thought that I said, yeah, you thought wrong. So I had just stood there for a second. So he stood right there beside me, and I'm like, why are you still beside me? Like, I don't work here. So then he started to have another conversation. He was like, no, I didn't mean to offend you. I said, yeah, it was real disrespectful. So he's like, all right. So then he go back over to his homeboy. Then I feel them staring again. So I'm like, so he come back and he's like, yeah, so, I mean, it was just, I had seen you talking to the strippers, so I thought you knew them. And, that's the only reason, because you don't look like a stripper. Okay. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, okay. So where you from? Doesn't matter. No, I mean, don't do that. It's okay. Like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. He was like, alright. So he still stood right there. And it just gave me weird vibes, because, like, why are you still standing beside me? So I had walked off, and I had went outside and basically said something, because it was uncomfortable. It was like, damn, you still right here. What's up? Like, why are you beside me? Because at this point, it's like my energy finna come out. Because, yes, the stripper comment kind of was like, nigga, I don't even look like one. Like, stop playing with me. But it kind of triggered me. I'm not going to say that triggered me. It kind of drugged me the wrong way. What triggered me was the fact that after I tell you no, you still standing right here. Not only did you walk off, go to your homeboy, but then you come back and stand beside me. Now you're in my bubble. Now you're too close. And I'm uncomfortable. So my best thing to do is to walk off and be like, yo, like, jokingly, hey, I got them in here thinking I'm a stripper. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, I'm kind of triggered, because why are you still standing right here? Because now I'm uncomfortable. Because I'm not a stripper. I'm being standoffish. I'm letting you know, like, I don't want to talk to you. And you still standing right there, like, you still standing more trying to have a conversation. You're still standing more too close to me. Like, you don't walk back to your home, but you don't walk back here. Y'all both locking eyes on me. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm in that position. Like, that was a trigger for me, because as a woman, I'm sure y'all all done been through it, where a man's ego gets shut down and they disrespectful. It's been videos out there where men done shot women outside the club because they done told them no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been videos when men done hit women because the woman done said no. We can be simple and be like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's a trigger. Okay, so how do we get past those triggers? Now it's like, okay, I'm still healing from something. I'm still healing from the traumatic experiences I've had in different places where I have broken a little boy's ego by saying no in the most gentle way and then pouring a drink on me. Or them being like, bitch, fuck you, da 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 da. And now it's like, okay, you disrespectful to me, and I don't play them games. Now, you can play with anybody else, but you're not going to call me out my name because I said I don't want to talk to you. Like, there's plenty of women in here. And some more beautiful than me. Go to them. You know what I'm saying? So I figured out, okay, now I am healed, but there's a little part that isn't healed, and that's the fact of, this put me back in a position I didn't like. And that's what that is. A trigger is bringing you back to a state that you went to that didn't make you feel good, that hurt you, that made you feel uncomfortable, that created fear within you. And it's brought up from different situations that don't even have nothing to do with what happened in the past, but it just reminds you of it. And that's a trigger. And a lot of times we're getting triggered. We get triggered. That's why, before I start, that's why it's good to heal. Because when you bring someone to you and you start to grow and create a relationship, you both can heal together in a relationship. That's what your journey is too. Like, y'all both have separate journeys. Y'all supposed to be able to hold each other's hand through those journeys and help each other and be a mirror to each other, because there's still parts of you that aren't healed. Like, you're still continuously going to have to heal. Like, that's what it is. Like, you have that part of you where, oh darn, like, this happened in my old relationship. That's a trigger, because this person ain't that person. Everybody is their own person. Everybody don't have the same intentions as the person that you were with. Everybody isn't the person that you were with, but they may do something that triggers you, because that's a reminder back to the old way or the old things that happened in your thing, and you're like, darn, I was healed from that, but this reminds me of that. Okay, it's not this person's fault. Like, because this person may be acting in a totally different way with pure intentions. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that when it happened in that old way from that old person that didn't have pure intentions, that had an agenda that wasn't for you, but for them, now it's putting you back in that spot like, oh, snap. Like, oh, you remind me of... No, that's a trigger. Now you need to dig deeper, because, okay, this is another part of the healing I got to go through. Because there's no way that this person with these pure intentions should be placed in a category with someone who hurt you already, who wants to continue to hurt you, who didn't have pure intentions for you, who had an agenda for you. Like, that's not cool. So now you have to realize, okay, this is another trigger. And when you start realizing your trigger and you start healing from those triggers, when it happens again, you're able to face it in a different way. But you have to go through it. That's why sometimes it's good, okay, I done healed enough where I can bring somebody on. But in a relationship, it's two of y'all. Y'all have to be able to work together with each other. Y'all have to be able to learn how to compromise. Y'all got to be able to learn how to have them hard conversations. Y'all got to be each other's safe space where y'all can talk about any and everything, including y'all own feelings and the things that has happened to y'all that may make y'all feel uncomfortable and things like that. Y'all got to let a person know when y'all are triggered by them or by something else that happened recently that triggered you. You got to be able to talk about that. Y'all got to be each other's safe space and all that other type of stuff. That's why a relationship is good when you have learned you and dated you, because that's a part of your healing. I'm not telling y'all, oh, you can't bring anyone to you until you completely heal. Well, baby, you ain't gonna ever date. You ain't gonna ever get married, because it's gonna always be a continuous cycle. I'm saying learn yourself first, get to know you, love on you, date you for a while, know what you want, know what you can handle, and then start moving accordingly. That don't mean be by yourself for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So healing is ever going. I feel like that, yes, in the first beginning, it is good to heal alone. Not bringing someone else into your reality, but those close friends that you have around you where they're your safe space to be able to talk. I'm not telling y'all, because healing by yourself completely is not something that I recommend, but healing alone before dating again is something that I do recommend. And I'm saying your healing process to get to know you, to date you, to love on you, because you have to learn happiness and joy first before bringing someone else into that. Because once you learn that, oh, I can make myself happy, I can do this by myself, I can take myself on a date and still enjoy the date, I can go out by myself and still enjoy myself, I can be by myself without a male or female companion, then you can bring someone else, because you're not going to be so codependent on that person for your happiness. You're going to know, like, okay, I'm already joyful on the inside, and they're just adding to my happiness. That, like, healing, again, is everlasting. I had some questions. Have y'all been at a point to where y'all have tried to be in a relationship unhealed? Like, y'all jumped out of a 2 to 10-year relationship and jumped into something else, and how did they go for you? Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you feel like healing has a destination, or do you feel like healing is a ever continuous journey? Can you add anything to what I was saying? Because y'all know I be trying to squeeze everything into one thing. And how did y'all feel about this episode? What do y'all want me to talk more about it? And what kind of episodes do y'all want to hear? It was definitely fun talking to y'all once again. This was something that I wanted to talk about, just didn't know how. And as y'all know, I don't really write down nothing. I just be flowing, baby. I just be flowing. So yeah, it's your girl Indy, aka is Goddess to you, and I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to Surface Level Conversations. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on y'all notifications so y'all know when I'm gonna come back up with something dope again. Peace, love, and light.